Well, join us tonight as Mindy and I go downtown to the Plaza, having dinner at Oscar's Steakhouse for a very special event where we'll be having story time with Oscar Goodman, the mob attorney. But first, let's check out this really cool retro throwback to the 70s photo room. An interesting carpet choice. The Plaza has some really cool photos from the early 70s. And it shows that the restaurant we're eating at tonight actually used to be the swimming pool. You wouldn't be able to get in. In our excitement, we got to Oscar's a little bit early. Good time for a photo op with this bigger-than-life photo of Oscar. We had no idea this was our one chance to memorize his face. It's a very nice-looking circular restaurant, almost entirely glass enclosed. Instead of table numbers, they use a deck of cards to identify tables. When we checked in with the hostess, we were given our card, and we went and found our table. We could tell by the microphone setup that our seat was directly behind where Oscar was going to sit. I told Mindy I think that's going to be okay. He was an attorney and he was the mayor of Las Vegas. So if anybody knows how to work a room, it should be this guy. Before dinner, we were invited to gather at the bar area for featured drinks, an event that was obviously sponsored by Horse Soldier Premium Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And that's it.
And if you guys want the bottles,
oh, thank you. Our bartender Chelsea was very friendly and informative about the drinks we were having. Very good. Interesting, the bartenders seemed to know everybody by name. It was our first indication that most everybody in there was local. I think that's the first time Mindy and I have ever felt like out-of-towners in Vegas. I guess that should have been our first indicator that we had stumbled into a mostly local event where local politicians can work their network of constituents and registered voters. But the drinks were very good, and the service was excellent.
bourbon, grapefruit juice, and honey.
CEO here at the Plaza. I want to take a quick minute to thank the Oscars team, Ryan, Courtney, Chef Ben in the back, the team, Yvonne. You guys do a great job putting this together. This event keeps growing and getting better and better. And thank you to all of you for being a part of it. I want to especially thank our sponsors, the Lede family, Wines, and Horse Soldier Bourbon. And Oscar's Gin. So Thank you to all of you for being here. I see a lot of new faces. If this is your first time at one of these dinner series, you're in for a treat. Oscar tells stories like nobody's business. He prepares, he knows it. He's a piece of history that will never be replicated, so we're honored to be able to tell these stories to all of you. So tonight's story is actually about a subject matter. At the 10-year anniversary of Oscar's Steakhouse, we did a presentation to Oscar. We gave him a statue to memorialize the relationship he had with Tony the Ant Spilotro. And tonight's story is about Tony. We got a lot of heat about that statue on social media, about the history of it. So if you're not offended by it and you think it's great, make sure you tweet Vital Vegas and let them know that you think it's great.
Thank you, Jonathan. That's very nice. And if anybody is offended by the statue, please leave. I don't need you here. I really don't. You all paid in advance, and there are no refunds. I promise you. That's not even close. How can somebody be angry at a statue?
And so this was our view for the entire evening. And Oscar talked and never once turned around. Didn't give a shit about working a room. That'll teach me to be optimistic. I was very wrong about his ability or even his desire to entertain the whole room. He sat up there and talked to his immediate network. We never once saw his face. We could see his wife's face. She seemed to do a very good job of not looking like she's heard this story 1,000 times before. About half of the entertainment was a video presentation, which showed on 2 video screens, which our section also had no view of, unless we stood up beside our table like the view that you're looking at right now. But that's okay. By this time, our group of tables started entertaining ourselves by that point. Now, when it came to dinner, the food was very good. The servers were busting their tails trying to serve the whole room at once. It was kind of obvious that they too were victims of poor planning. Yet the fresh bread was very good. The appetizer was bursting with flavor. It was very good. The steak was good. It was very petite, but it was very good. It's okay that it was small because that left us plenty of room to fill up on these delicious desserts. When Mindy found this event and scored tickets, she was pretty excited. She knew that being a bail bondsman, the criminal and legal history was right up my alley, and I would be interested. So she was severely disappointed. Enough so that she actually tweeted about it. The Plaza Hotel Casino responded to the tweet and said, "We're sorry to read about this. Please send us a DM so we can make this right." Mindy responded, and somebody told her that they looked at where we were seated and they verified that we had bad seats. She said she would send Mindy an email with her contact info so that we could let her know when we were coming back to town and they could make it up to us. Mindy never got any such email, but that's okay because we didn't want free stuff. We didn't want to be bought off or paid off. What I really would have liked to have heard was that they looked at our seats and realized there was a problem, and here's what we're going to do to fix it so future guests won't be as disappointed. But no, what they said was, they didn't say we're sorry it happened, they said we're sorry to read about it. They didn't apologize, they basically said, we looked at where you were seating and we verified that you're not lying about having a poor experience. Well, maybe someday they'll realize a bad review is an opportunity to get better. If you're still thinking about spending $400 to go to this event, I would highly recommend that you call first to see if they've made any changes in the venue, or if they can guarantee that you won't be in the 1/3 of the room that gets totally ignored.